Howdy y'all, we are Americans down here in Australia on holiday for our anniversary, and this is a wrap up of day 7. So as you can tell, we are in someplace different. We are in Byron Bay. Woo! I know y'all have been saying you want to see views outside, and so I will show you what it looks like outside our window. All right, see, here is the view out our window. It is absolutely beautiful and super sunny. Look at that. This is a wrap-up of yesterday. We got in really late last night.
Super late.
We wanted to tell you all about our last day in Sydney. So for all of you that were giving me recommendations in the Sydney area, thank you so much. And any other recommendations, keep them coming. I'm doing my best to keep up with all the comments and all the love you guys are giving us. It is so amazing. It's making us so happy. One thing I did want to correct myself on, you guys were so kind to tell me that the point where we saw the Opera House was called Lady Macquarie's chair. And I said, Mrs. Macquarie. It's Macquarie.
It's just American.
Well, I'd never heard anyone say it. It was just in print. So I was taking a stab at it. But anyway, day 7, that was yesterday, our last full day in Sydney. I was so happy that the sun came out.
Yes, it was finally beautiful.
It took it a little while. It was raining in the morning. So that was why we went to Macca's in the morning for breakfast, because somebody told us it was different than McDonald's in the States, and so we wanted to try it. Well, we probably won't go back because we're not big fast food people. We want to try more of the authentic Australian food here. So, I mean, it was a good place to kill some time until the sun did come out. Once we were done at Macca's, we decided to go up to the Sydney Harbour Bridge. There is a place called the Cahill Walk.
You take a glass lift up to the freeway area, which I think is the second level up.
Yeah, and it goes all the way up to the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and you can cross it on this nice pedestrian footpath, and it has some amazing views.
Yes, beautiful.
We had been hoping to climb the bridge up to the top, but that was like $300 a piece. And the views from the bottom of the bridge were still beautiful. We got some amazing shots of the Opera House and of the harbor and of the city. It was so beautiful. We loved it. And then once we got down on the other side, I guess somebody told me that down there is called Olympic Road or something. We found this picnic spot that somebody had suggested on Instagram, and it had some amazing views to have a little snack. So that was where we filmed that video yesterday, having our little Vegemite shakes, which were really good.
They were.
Oh, and the coolest thing happened while we were on the bridge. We met one of our TikTok followers. She spotted us and she said, "You're on TikTok." So that really warmed our hearts. If you guys see us out in the wild, make sure to say hi.
In the wild.
In the wild. Down under. If you see us, we'd love to meet you. We've been making a lot of new friends on here. And to the lady that we met, I'm so sorry. I saw your comment, but I'm trying to search through all the comments and I can't find it again. I was going to respond to it. It was funny. Last night, I was going through all of my comments and TikTok stopped me and said, "You're commenting too fast." So I couldn't comment.
It blocked him.
Yeah, I couldn't reply to your comment. So I was going to do that today and now I can't find it. So for those of you who I haven't replied to your comments, just know that I'm reading them all. I'm doing my best to keep up with them, but it's just, we're overwhelmed with all the love. And so, like I said, keep it coming. When we were done with our little lunch break, we went over to the ferry at Luna Park.
Yes.
Yeah. The Luna Park wharf, and that Luna Park looked kind of cool. We took the ferry all around the bay, got some beautiful pictures there too. We went to Darling Harbor and the National Maritime Museum. That's where we got out and saw all those ships in the bay. There was a big pirate ship that was kind of cool.
That was very cool.
Yeah, and a big submarine and all these other old ships. And we crossed the bridge, the Piermont Bridge in Darling Harbor, and where you can see the views of the zoo and the aquarium. We didn't go to the zoo or the aquarium because we are planning to go to the Australia Zoo in Brisbane later this month. But it did look like a pretty neat little zoo. From a distance anyway. And then our little self-guided walking tour of the city led us back to the QVB, the Queen Victoria building. And there was a busker outside singing some live music right in front of Hayes Chocolate. that was really cool. I liked that, just seeing all the beautiful architecture, hearing the music. It was really cool. Since we were there at Hayes Chocolates, we decided to go in there and get some chocolate because a lot of you recommended it, and we got those little speckles. It was just chocolate and sprinkles. Those were actually really good. I liked them a lot. So something we had seen the day before when we were at the top of that Sydney Eye Tower is the Anzac War Memorial. So we walked over to that to see it in person. It made me all patriotic for Australia, and I'm not even an Aussie, but it was really cool. If you've never been in the Anzac War Memorial, it is really interesting. This is the Anzac War Memorial. Anzac stands for Australia New Zealand Army Corps. It's a war memorial commemorating all the soldiers that served in the Great War, also known as World War I. Very impressive. And a lot of artifacts from the Great War. And I learned a lot, and the grounds around the memorial were really beautiful. So we took that park, I don't remember the name of the park, but we walked through the park over to St. Mary's Cathedral, and oh my gosh.
Oh, the most beautiful cathedral ever.
It was so pretty. It was absolutely beautiful. And then we cut back through the park, made our way back to the train station, because at that point it was getting late and it was time to get back to the airport. So we'd had an issue the last flight we took. We went to the wrong airport because apparently there's 2 airports in Melbourne. So we wanted to make sure we got to the airport early. And so our flight didn't leave out until like 8:15, and we got there like 5 o'clock. So we had plenty of time. We thought, man, we're doing good. And
surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise, our flight got delayed. And so we didn't end up getting into Byron Bay until like after midnight.
Which is after their curfew, so everything was shut down except bars.
Yeah, everything was closed. So
even our hostel was closed, and we had trouble getting in.
Yeah, we're staying at a hostel in Byron Bay, and I felt bad because I had to call the night manager to try to get in because they gave me instructions, and apparently I can't follow instructions very well.
Well, neither can I.
It was just a mess. Oh, I did want to tell you one thing while we were at the airport, since we were there for like 5 hours, I don't know. There was a wine tasting area. I was like, hey, cool, we'll kill some time. I'll go do some wine tasting. And the guy comes up to me. He just says, what kind of wine would you like to start with? And I said, red is fine. And so he poured me a glass of red wine, and I was tasting it. And he came back and said, what'd you think of it? I said, yeah, it's pretty good. And he said, unfortunately, we don't sell bottles of wine here. This is a wine tasting club, and since you're not Australian, I'm sorry, but you can't be in the club. I was like, okay. And this is where I love to have my wife with me because she is able to see those subtle hints. I didn't get the hint, and I thought, okay, well, that's fine. You don't sell bottles of wine. I just want to come taste it anyway. But that was his nice way of saying that I couldn't have any more. Because they weren't selling bottles of wine. They were just trying to showcase their wine club, but since I couldn't be a part of it, I couldn't taste anymore. So I think he just gave me that first taste just to be nice because he didn't realize it wasn't Aussie at first. I don't know. But
I don't know either.
But anyway, we're here, Byron Bay. Beautiful weather. No more rain, hopefully. Thank you all again for all the love and all the support. And I'm doing my best to put in clips of where we go. But we're so busy having fun and enjoying our time here. I'm getting a lot of footage that I'll have to make videos later. So once we get back to United States, I'll still have a lot of footage to show you guys some of the stuff we did. But at this point, since we're spending so much time just enjoying ourselves, pretty much these daily recaps is all I have time to do. I'll do what else I can, but that's what you get right now.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
That's right. Thank you so much for everything, for all the love, all the support. We will see you again tomorrow. Love you guys.